While we just got off the MRT, we found that everyone hadn't had breakfast yet, so we decided to go to the nearby morning market to search for food.
Yeah, and I haven't been to the traditional markets in a long time.
Me too. I wonder what you guys bought.
I bought the local traditional apple sticky rice and salty dumplings. I have been waiting for a long time.
That looks really delicious, especially the dumplings are much bigger than I thought. How does it taste?
Not overly salty or greasy. I think it's delicious. Amazing.
I read on the internet that there is a highly rated breakfast shop nearby, and I bought the most famous beef burger among them.
It's a little bit funny that I just bought 7 because I don't know what to eat. How about Chelsea?
Oh, I bought sandwiches and 薏仁 milk from a soybean shop. And there are ham and cucumber in the sandwich, and it tastes like the traditional Taiwan flavor. The woman told me that if there are not raining, these will be sold really soon.
Oh, that's great. And as for me, I bought boiled corn and water chestnut. It was my first time eating water chestnut. It felt just like normal chestnut but more sweet and refreshing. And the madam told me that it was a period of confinement recently, so it was very tasty. And she also told me how to remove the shell like this. I don't have it now, but if I have next time, I can show you.
That's cool. I'll try it next time.
The traditional market is really humane.
I don't live in Taipei, so I'm not familiar with the characteristics of each district. I think the reason why I want to introduce Wanhua is I have been to Ximending before and had a really good impression. I love to eat. Eating is like my soulmate friend, and Taipei gives me the impression that everything is sold, various kinds of food and goods. However, Wanhua is more of the street vendor and small shop full of tradition. I personally like this old market very much. The lively atmosphere is charming, and all vendors are talkative and nice. When I buy food, I get more than just one local delicacy, but also a human touch.
After breakfast, we came to Bopi Liao Historic Block, which was named after Wanhua export firewood in the early days, and this place used to process bark.
Oh yeah, I remember the beautiful red bricks covered all over walkways and walls, like we were stepping into a different world. I liked it very much.
Besides, there are so many exhibitions here.
True. However, unfortunately, it rained, hailed, and drove last time, which limiting us to Disneyland.
Indeed, my shoes were all right. Oh, but exhibits and laid out there also remind me what I had studied before. Wanhua used to be an important port, and it was bustling and hustling at the time.
That's right. Wanhua used to be a famous local trading port because many canals used to dock here. Due to the pronunciation in Taiwanese, it was called Longjia at that time.
Yeah, it's striking me that the famous Guiyang Street here is the oldest street in Taipei City, and it's also an important representation of the beginning development of Wanhua.
It's a pity that the place gradually declined since people used to fight with each other, and Tamsui River kept depositing mud.
Fortunately, the culture and the history sites are preserved. Now we still can enjoy the ancient atmosphere, imagine the old days.
My impression of Wanhua first started from its rich history. When I was in middle school, I learned the place name Monga from a history textbook. Wanhua is an early developed area in Taipei with a rich historical background and many historic sites. Wanhua still has foreign-style buildings and traditional grocery stores, pastry shops, incense shops, and century-old medicine stores. The old street and the current new business districts complement each other, creating Wanhua's unique appearance.
The reason I like Wanhua is that I love old buildings and temples. These street buildings used to be a normal scene in some people's daily life, but they have become so unique after centuries. Also, I have read a novel of Bai Xianyong called Nianzi, and there's a plot that the main character went to Longshansi to pray for his past mother. So I've always wanted to visit Longshan Temple since then. The most worshipped god in the temple is Guanshiying Pusa, but there are also multiple gods in Taiwanese folk belief. So Longshan Temple is not a pure Buddhist temple, but a cross-cultural representative of Taiwan's diverse belief. Then we went on to the Red House in Ximen. The Red House was built during the Japanese occupation period. At first, it was used as a market, but in the 1940s, some businessmen turned it into a theater and a performance venue. Now we can see the cleverness of the architecture through the design of the combination of classic Western structure and the Eastern color. In the end of our trip, we went to the Longshan Mountain Underground Street. There happened to be a flea market selling all kinds of stuff like vintage clothes and old furniture. I bought 2 albums that is already out of print there.
I also bought a lot of things, which made my wallet lose so much weight.
There are very special exhibitions in Bopi Liao history blocks. The day we went, we visited the gallery, Taipei Film Festival exhibitions, and the Taiwanese local famous singer Hong Yifeng commemorative exhibitions.
I like that too, when a large-scale historic site like Bopiao was converted to an exhibition area. Many people rented the space for different meaningful uses, which is also a good revitalization of historic sites.
There is also a free Cheongsam experience, but unfortunately, we can't experience it because of missing experience time.
I learning a lot from this trip and saw a lot of novel artwork. I hope I can visit again next time.
As far as I know, Wanhua was a bustling city. However, through the years, it has been long abandoned. Luckily, the culture and the history buildings are preserved, and so it was very interesting to see the old building and the modern paradise appear in the same place. At the same time, there are also a variety of art and cultural exhibitions we can visit. In my opinion, those culture and creative industry really breathes new life into Wanhua, making the pleasure culture endless.
Initially, my first impression of Wanhua was that it's a very prosperous city. Literally, it would give people the imagination of a metropole, but in fact, it looked like precisely the opposite. There are many ritual buildings, especially red brick walk, unique arcades, and so on. When I came to Bopi Liao history block, I got a deeper understanding of this place, and I was impressed by the nostalgic atmosphere and the warm staff. The streets of Wanhua are different from the Taipei city I know. Although there are buses and MRT, it has a richer history and culture.
We love Wanhua.